Hello and welcome to IMSTA FESTA 2021. Ruben, Music Man Garcia with you here today, and I'd like to thank you for the opportunity and the privilege to introduce to you the awesomeness that is the Acoustica Premium Edition software. Now, Acoustica Premium Edition is a top-of-the-line audio restoration and mastering software. Now, off the bat, what makes us unique to our competitors is the fact that we still offer perpetual licensing. Now, our competitors have all since gone to a subscription platform, which has been a major concern and even problem for a lot of working professionals. That is not the case here. If you were to buy Acoustica Premium Edition, you would receive all incremental updates absolutely free. So let's go ahead and get you guys started with our user interface. Now, what's special about our user interface that these windows can be moved around and customized. So for example, if you have a multi-monitor setup, for example, 2 or even 4 monitors, you can place these meters and different windows on those monitors to personalize your setup and your workflow. So as we can see here, this is our standard layout. We have a media file browser, a region list processing chain where you can use third-party AU plugins, a loudness meter, spectrum analyzer, correlation meter, and level meter, which meet all industry standards for mastering. Also, you can see here our waveform when we import our audio tracks. Now, for example, I'm a bit of a minimalist, so I tend to only like to have what I'm going to use in front of me. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of media file browser, region list, and anything else that I'm not going to use. Now, in order to do that, we go to View, Show, or Hide File Browser. In this situation, I'm going to hide File Browser, Label List, and Region List. So that cleans things up a little bit more for my particular setup. So this is pretty much the basics of our user interface. So please enjoy and have at it, and you can feel free to move things around as you please in a way that is most effective for you, which is great as a lot of software will lock you into a particular workflow or limit your customization options. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the powerful features that are built into Acoustica Premium Edition. So let's go ahead and click on our enhancement menu and choose DHUM. Now here I have imported a recording that has a severe hum issue. So this could have been introduced to the recording for a number of reasons: a ground issue, electrical problems, AC, fans, just to name a few. Now that being said, it needs to be fixed. So the first thing we'll do is listen to the unprocessed audio first, and then the processing in real time in DHUM. So let's go ahead and listen to the unprocessed audio.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow.
So as you can see, that's pretty bad. It sounds like your refrigerator at 1 in the morning. So let's go ahead and fix that by processing through DHUM. Now, in order to hear the process sound, instead of playing up here, you'll hit play down here. Now, we're also going to use the auto detect feature, which will automatically detect our problem frequency that is causing our hum. So let's go ahead and do that.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow.
So our detect feature has detected that our problem frequency sits at about 50.17 Hertz. So let's also try to see if there are any harmonics that are contributing to this problem frequency by adjusting the harmonics knob here.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow.
So as you can see, a major improvement off the bat using our auto detect feature. Now, this could use a little bit of micro adjustments, but again, this is a major improvement to where we were originally in our unprocessed audio. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the next portion of our enhancement menu. Our next feature is the DeClick feature. Now, here we have uploaded a problem recording uh, In this particular situation, we have a Rhodes keyboard that has clicking reminiscent to that of vinyl records. Now, for those of you who love to collect vinyl records and digitize their library, you already know the problem that you encounter where if you have dust in the grooves or the vinyl records have been played heavily over the years, they start to develop clicks upon playback. And when you digitize those vinyl records, they digitize with those clicks and pops. So the great thing for those of you who collect and digitize your records is we have a preset just for you, which we call the repair heavy crackle and clicks, and we also have repair crackle clicks and thumps. Now we're going to go ahead and load up the repair heavy crackles and clicks and see how it goes. And I'm sure you guys will love this, as this will be a great starting point for you. And then a little bit of micro increment changes here and there. So before we go ahead and play the processed sound, let's play the unprocessed sound first. Okay, so again, pretty sizzly. Kind of sounds like we're deep frying French fries here. So let's go ahead and try our repair heavy crackle and clicks preset to get you started. So let's go ahead and listen to the process sound using our repair heavy crackle and clicks preset. So again, an excellent starting point. Now we can go ahead and also try our repair crackle clicks and thumps preset. So let's go ahead and listen to that as well. So again, a major improvement from our previously unprocessed sound. And again, an excellent starting point if you just kind of want to get it done and out of the way, especially if you have hundreds of records. This is a good way just to kind of one in, one out. So again, you may want to make micro adjustments along the way, but this is a great starting point for those of you who love your vinyl record collections. So we're going to go ahead and get into our next portion of our enhancement menu. So we're going to go ahead and click on enhancement menu and choose DeClip. Now in this recording that was uploaded, this is a great performance. Now the only problem with this recording is it was recorded way too hot. So we're having some distortion and some overall clipping. Now we're going to go ahead and fix that problem with DeClip and make it what this performance was, which is a great performance with soulful guitar and warm vocals. So let's go ahead and hear the unprocessed sound or performance, and then we'll go ahead and start processing it in DeClip in real time.
I've been searching around the whole world, ain't found nothing but empty eyes and empty smiles.
Okay, so again, excellent performance, just a little difficult to listen to. So we're going to go ahead and use the auto detect feature, which is also available in this tool. So we're going to go ahead and start processing it in real time and use our detect feature to start us off.
I've been searching around the whole world, ain't found nothing but empty eyes and empty smiles.
So already with our detect feature activated, a huge improvement off the bat. It has returned some of what made this recording special in its first place, which was the performance. So we could make a little bit of micro adjustments on the threshold along the way and see where things go.
I've been searching around the whole world, ain't found nothing but empty eyes and empty smiles. Been looking for someone that could be my one and only, and oh, what a surprise.
Fantastic. As you can see, now we can listen to this wonderful performance for what it was. Now, this particular portion is very special, as these are some of our latest and greatest tools, which we call our AI tools, AI for artificial intelligence. Now, these particular features in Acoustica Premium are powered by artificial intelligence. Now we're going to go ahead and go to our enhancement menu and go ahead and click on extract dialogue. Now, in this recording that has been imported, this was done out in the field. Now, a lot of you who do field recording or on-site, especially for those of you who work in film or those of you who interview people out in the open, you already know the problems of having to do that out in the open. And what the biggest problem is usually wind. Very natural occurrence, but for you audio professionals, can be an instant nightmare. It can take hours upon hours of work trying to figure out what to do, even to the point where it just becomes completely unusable. And if it was a good interview or whatever the case may be, or just quality audio, it's just out the window. So we're going to go ahead and use our extract dialog. So let's hear the unprocessed sound first, and then our process sound through extract dialog, which is part of our AI tools.
Jeg heter Anja, innspillingsleder i dag. Nå vi og filmer på Lilleborg skole. Må jeg egentlig gå og gjøre jobben min?
So again, for those of you who work in the field, I'm sure you can't even count how many times you've encountered this problem. So this is going to be a lifesaver for a lot of you, and take hours upon hours of work away from the task at hand. So to make things easy, we can go ahead and use our presets as a starting point. So again, since this is a pretty problematic recording, we can use our strong dialogue preset to kind of get us started.
Jeg heter Anja, innspillingsleder i dag. Nå vi og filmer på Lilleborg skole. Må jeg egentlig gå og gjøre jobben min? Jeg heter Anja, innspillingsleder.
Okay, so a major improvement, but again, a little aggressive. So let's start kind of dialing it back to try to make this sound a little bit more natural and to reduce possibility of digital artifacts.
Jeg heter Anja, innspillingsleder i dag. Nå vi og filmer på Lilleborg skole. Må jeg egentlig gå og gjøre jobben min? Jeg heter Anja, innspillingsleder i dag. Nå vi og filmer på Lilleborg skole. Må jeg egentlig gå og gjøre jobben min?
Okay, so that sounds a little bit more natural. So we went ahead and reduced the attenuation and then also lower the sensitivity. So the higher we make the sensitivity, the more of a digital artifacts that you get, because again, the settings are a little bit aggressive. So dialing back the sensitivity and dialing back attenuation kind of gives it a little bit more of a natural feel again. So guys, I'm really excited to show you this next tool that's built into Acoustica Premium called Remix. So to go ahead and find that, we go to our tools menu bar here and then click on Remix. Now Remix basically allows you to take a stereo mix and remix it using these 5 faders here, one for vocals, piano, bass, drums, and other, or miscellaneous. This is basically everything that our algorithm has pulled out of the stereo track or within the stereo spectrum of that track. So it's very easy to operate, and this is more of a tasting similar to how you would on any mix that you would work on. So let's give it a go. I have a track here that was provided to me by a very good friend and mentor of mine, Phil Berno. So let's go ahead and take a listen. First, we're going to listen to the track as is, and then we're going to go ahead and start changing some levels and creating a new mix from a stereo mix. So here is the original, and then we'll go ahead and process through remix and begin to change our levels and create a new mix. So as you can see, it's a great mix, but we all have different tastes. So for me personally, I like some more bass, maybe a little bit more drums. So I guess we're gonna get what we want today. So we're gonna go ahead and play the track and process it through remix in real time and begin to adjust the faders. So I want a little bit more bass and a little bit more drums. Let's get it. So off the bat, you can already see that the results are instantaneous. Now, this is pretty much personal taste, so there's necessarily no wrong way to use this. This is just a matter of, if you like more salt and pepper in your food type of thing. So this is our remix tool again. I feel it's one of our coolest features in Acoustica Premium and also one of the easiest to use. Now we're going to get to what I like to call an oldie but goodie. This is our Retouch tool, which has been around with our Acoustica Premium Edition software for quite some time, but by no means has it gone out of style. It's a very powerful tool. Now, before we go ahead and open up our Retouch tool, we're going to go ahead and play this track. Now, in this track, we have an orchestral piece. Someone decided to take a photo using flash, and as you know, with older style cameras or even DSLR cameras, when you press and hold to take a photo, you hear a very, very loud beep. So let's go ahead and take a listen. And there it is. So that is our problem area. So let's go ahead and activate our Retouch tool. So before we can do that though, we need to go to this symbol here with the little wavy symbol with the 3 waves here. We're going to click on that, which takes us to our spectrogram. So then from there, you want to make sure that our Retouch tool is activated here. So we want to click that and make sure it's highlighted. Then we want to go ahead and go to our time range selection tool and choose time frequency rectangle selection. So as you can see here, it's already been chosen and it's highlighted in yellow. Now the reason being is this particular selection will help us in this particular scenario to get rid of this problem area. Now let's go ahead and scrub until we hear our problem area again. Okay. So now we're going to highlight our problem area and then audition. So let's try to isolate the problem. Now, if you see this little arrow here with the green highlight here, this particular section allows us to take an existing part of the recording for reference when using the Retouch tool. So we're going to go ahead and hold the control button and move that back just a little bit. Now we're going to audition that again. Now we're going to go ahead and click on this arrow button, which will commit and pretty much take care of the problem area. And here we go. Now let's go ahead and take a listen. Okay, so more tolerable, a little bit cleaner. So the retouch tool is basically kind of a touch up for some problem areas in the recording. Now, in this situation, because it's quite an aggressive issue, you're still going to have a little bit of remnants of it. But again, the goal is to have a cleaner, more usable audio. So another great feature that we're going to get into is the fact that you do have multi-track recording capability built into Acoustica Premium Edition. So if for any reason you did not have a DAW, you can go ahead and record multi-track on Acoustica Premium Edition. So let's go ahead and get that set up. So we're going to go ahead and go to File, New, and then New Multi-Track Recording Session. So we'll call this IMSTA 2021 Demo and hit OK. So now we have multi-track recording as you would on any DAW. And then depending on where your audio source is coming from, so for example, in my situation, I'm talking from my headset here. So I'll go ahead and click Record Mono. So I'm going to go ahead and record myself. Hit Record. Hello, hello. Welcome to IMSTA FESTA 2021. Acon Digital. Test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's hear it back. Hello, hello. Welcome to IMSTA FESTA 2021. Acon Digital. So as you can see, if you had a multi-channel interface, or whatever the case may be, you can record all those instruments either simultaneously or individually as you would on a DAW. Again, a lot of bang for your buck here. So we're going to get into a different part of our features for Acoustica Premium, which falls under the effects menu. Now we're going to click on effects and go to time stretch. Now, time stretch allows us to change the original tempo of an existing track. This can be an invaluable tool for those of you who practice musical instruments, anything from guitars to wind instruments, percussion instruments, so on and so forth. As you know, sometimes practicing a particular piece, especially one of a fast tempo, can be a bit of a challenge, especially if you're still starting out, or even if you're an intermediate player but maybe a little bit rusty. So this tool will be invaluable to you, as this tool allows you to change the tempo of a track with a minimal amount of digital artifacts. So let's go ahead and listen to the unprocessed track and then go ahead and start changing tempo in real time.
I've been searching around the whole world, ain't found nothing but empty eyes and empty smiles. Been looking for someone.
Okay, now let's go ahead and start changing the tempo in real time.
I've been searching around the whole world, ain't found nothing but empty eyes and empty smiles. Looking for someone that could be one and only, I almost surprised. I've been searching around the whole world, ain't found nothing but empty eyes and empty smiles. Been looking for someone that could be my one and only, and I, oh what a surprise.
So as you can see, you can drastically change the tempo of the existing track with little to no digital artifacts. Again, an invaluable tool for those of you who spend long hours in practice. So last but not least, we're going to get into my favorite all-time feature of Acoustica Premium Edition. Now, this feature allows you to use your own personal third-party plugins natively as you would any of our own processing tools. Now, in order to enable that feature, you have to go to this plus symbol here at your processing chain window. Then our list of internal processors shows up, and also your list of audio units and VST plugins will show up. So for example, here, I'd like to use one of my favorite compressors here, the CA2A from Cakewalk. So I can add that. I can also go ahead and add any other effects. So let's go ahead and use one from Nomad Factory. We'll use this Pulse Tech EQ. So as you can see here, I can process my audio with my own third-party plugins. Now, if we go ahead and press play, we can process with them in real time as well. So as you can see, this feature allows you to use any of your third-party plugins natively, which again is very cool because we are not limiting you from your particular workflow. So we're going to go ahead and get into more of the technical lingo. So in this version of Acoustica, we now have native support for Apple Silicon, or as it is known today, the M1 and also the upcoming M1X. So now we have complete compatibility for those of you who own any of the new M1 devices, such as the M1 Mac Mini, the M1 iMac, and any other upcoming M1 devices. So we have official support for that, so you don't have to worry about any compatibility issues now and in the future for M1 or Apple Silicon. Now, another great thing is when you purchase Acoustica Premium, you also get to use some of those built-in features as plugins as VST, VST3, and AAX for Pro Tools. So that comes with the mastering suite of plugins, as you can see here, Verberate 2, which is a really cool reverb plugin. The Restoration Suite, which is a suite of plugins such as Denoise, Dehum, DeClick. Some of these things we went over that were built into Acoustica Premium. The Extract Dialog, which again is part of our new AI tools. And some of our other AI tools that are new as well, DWin, DRussell, DBuzz, and also our transfer plugin that allows you to transfer audio tracks directly within Pro Tools to Acoustica to not have to bounce back and forth. So this pretty much sums up our more technical lingo. I'm sure many of you will be very pleased to know how much you are getting for the cost of this software, which again, by far exceeds how much bang for your buck you're getting compared to our competitors. So just to recap, we went over some of the built-in features of Acoustica Premium Edition, everything from our enhancement menu to our effects menu to our customizable UI to our processing chains that we can use with our native third-party plugins, and also some of the technical lingo of some of our new compatibility that we have with the M1 processing chip from Apple. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today for this presentation for Acon Digital, and I hope you guys will join me for the next one where we will cover the Restoration Suite 2, which comes with a lot of the plugins that are already built into Acoustica Premium, but the advantage is if you do not have Acoustica Premium, you can use them in your favorite DAW and any plugin formats that support AAX, AU, VST, and VST3. Thank you very much.